of the 30-day, 30 videos. I want to get you entrepreneurs off and running. So I want to make sure that I'm doing this right. Let me adjust my camera just a little bit. Hopefully, okay. So today, day two, COVID changes an opportunity. But if I could, I'd like to go back and review yesterday, and then I'll come back to day two. So no, that should be day one because yesterday was introduction. Let me change that. Let's go back. I made a mistake. Well, no, we're gonna leave introduction as day one, and this is day two. So I won't change it. I'll just go here, and now we'll start and we'll present from here. Let me go to the beginning. So this was yesterday, and it's always good to recap and review. You can't go over the stuff too much. So a good thing, not too much of a good thing. So here we go. 30 days, 30 videos, how to do a DSO launch in 30 days by entrepreneurdentist.com. So this was an introduction, and this is where we went yesterday. What is an entrepreneur? We went over that, and this was one I got from Investopedia. And it's an entrepreneur is an individual who creates a new business, bearing the most of the risk and enjoying most of the rewards. Entrepreneurship that proves to be successful in taking on the risk of creating a startup is rewarded with profits, fame, and continued growth and expansion. And those things are very important because the growth and expansion is what you need to be looking forward to, the big picture. So what I'm talking about, a lot of this is just big picture. I got my Clipper hat on. I'm a part of Clipper Nation. I have been for a long time. So day two, Clipper Nation, the black hat, Clipper Nation. But anyway, entrepreneurship, entrepreneurship is about risk and reward. And it's a lot of risk, but it's a lot of reward. So if you can mitigate the risk, and that's why it's a risk mitigation strategies that you need to come up with. This is how we gain a leg up on the competition, and it all starts with a vision and a plan. So those are important. Just a review here. And I talked yesterday about the MasterMind classes for the entrepreneur dentist. Your mindset. Your mindset is the number one thing. Number one thing that's overlooked, the ingredient that you have to have if you're going to take on any kind of large projects. You got to have the mindset to handle that. So you must invest time in your own self-development program that you organize for yourself based on what you think you need to reach that next level. You know what you need. I don't know what you need because everybody's at some different point, but you know where you're at. Are you able to go to that next level and handle all of the stress and the different obstacles that you're going to face? Because it's all just about the mindset. And that's why I said the mastermind thing and getting around people who are already doing it and making it seem really easy. And then you really get to the point after a while. The other thing about the mindset and programming is this. You have to program yourself and keep telling yourself, I am an entrepreneur. Of course, you're a dentist. You have a dental license in your pocket. So the thing now is to convince yourself that you're an entrepreneur. And once you know it, then it doesn't matter what other people think because you know I'm an entrepreneur and I handle this. This is what I do. You know, it's like being a baller. No, you would only know if you're a baller. Everybody else could just. But when you really know that that is who you are, then you will act accordingly. So first, you have to claim it. You have to claim it, and you have to name it, and then you have to claim it. Name it, entrepreneur dentist. Now you have to claim it. That has to become who you are. What you do, you know, is who you are. Not that that's all you are, but that is the title. And when you get up to go to work, that's the uniform you put on, that of an entrepreneur dentist. And once you get that into your mindset, and regardless of what anybody else from anywhere comes, you know in your mind who you are and what your job title and the character that you're playing. So very, very important. So I would advise coaching, attending meetings for DSO owners, motivational meetings. You know, I spent a lot of money with like Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, different ones just going, Michael Gerber, all of those. And I use a lot of whatever I gained from that. And I spent a lot of money, but I made a lot of money as a result of it because I needed that. And then going to some of these meetings and so forth, meeting other people who are already accomplishing these things, making me feel more like, yeah, If they can do it, hell yeah, I can do it. And that's what you have to come to. So those kinds of things are good. So like I said, coaching, attending meetings for DSO owners, motivational meetings, work harder and first on yourself, then on the business, first on yourself, up here, then on the business, and third, work in the business. So you have to work in the business so that you understand what you're doing. You can't really start out doing something you don't really understand. But like for me, I'm not a pediatric dentist, but I once I left dental school, I went to a pediatric clinic in New Orleans, worked there for 4 years, and when I relocated to California, wind up doing freelance pediatrics around for different doctors. After a while, I kind of knew what I was doing, and I knew what I wanted and didn't want. And then I was able to standardize. I didn't talk about that yet, but that's in one to come because I'll just throw this in there. You have to be able to know what you're doing so that you can standardize the process. Because that's a big part of it, is writing your standard operating procedures. And that's going to work, or else everybody come around got a different way of doing things, and you're going round and round and round about trying to catch up and satisfy everybody. No, you have to lay out a model and standardize it, and that works. And everybody comes in, get into that vehicle, and they do it the way that you've already laid it out, and that's the way it works. Otherwise, it's just chaos. But anyway, spend time preparing, but be careful not to wait too long. You see, to make it perfect before you get started. You must actually get in the water and learn to swim. You got to get in the game. If you're just standing on the sideline, going to all of the meetings and taking all the classes and so forth, but you're afraid to get in there, then it's not going to work. You got to get in there, and every now and then you will get knocked down, but you got to get back up. There's this quote. This is failing is not the falling down; it's the staying down. If you're an entrepreneur, of course you're going to trip every now and then, but you're not going to stay down. That's just par for the course. So if you're in the game, of course you get knocked down every now and then, but you know that going in. And like Kobe Bryant, I think you're shooting like 37, 38% from three. That's pretty damn good. You don't have to hit them all. You get up there around 40%, you're doing really good. In dentistry, you don't have to knock everything out the park, but you're going to do really good because this is a game where it's hard to lose. If you're a dentist, it is hard to lose. One of the best professions in the world to be in. And that's why bankers are so eager to lend to dentists and veterinarians, because we are low risk. Now, I know when you start expanding, you have to increase your knowledge base because more risk comes, but that's easy to do. Increase your knowledge base as you go. So work on yourself. Envision what you see as a finished product. You have to see what it looks like at the end. What does it look like when it's finished, when the business is completed? Because your business is your product. Remember that. Your business is your product. So what does the product look like when it's finished? Then start your journey with the written plan. And don't be afraid to change the plan as long as the destination stays the same. So I mentioned risk mitigation. Your vision and your plan are your risk mitigation factors. If you had a vetted, viable vision, I mean a vision that you really sit down and gone through, and it's viable. It's been vetted because you've looked at it, you've gone here, you tested it on that, you've asked this person, you asked that person, not just getting feedback from them, but you looked at what's going on in the industry, what works. You looked at the numbers and the data and statistics, and you study all of that. So and your vision is built on optimizing those things that are opportunities in your way right now. And I'll get more to that, but let me just go ahead because this is just a review of yesterday. So a vetted, viable vision is a thing that you need to take time and make sure you get right before you start working on the plan. You got to make sure that the goal that you're shooting for is a viable goal, before you start planning everything and wasting too much time, energy, and money on something. Make sure that you're going down the right path. Is it a viable, feasible vision or goal? What's the purpose? Why are you doing this versus that? Is it the most lucrative way to achieve what you want to achieve? And this is very important. Can it scale? Can you, if you were to do that, Could you do 100 of them based on that model that you're building, the prototyping? Could you prototype that, standardize it, and then roll it out and do 100 of them? If not, then maybe it can't scale. You got to think that through first and foremost. Is it dependent on you, or could you plug in other people? The people are, and you have to set it up so that people are replaceable. It's your system that is there, because people will come and go, but your system has to be there to stay. So you have to work on that. Work hard on your system. Don't become people dependent. Become systems dependent, because people will, they'll disappoint you. They will leave you. People will die. People will get sick. Anything happens. People move away. So don't become people dependent. Be systems dependent. So why why this versus all the other things that you could be doing? That's a good question to ask yourself. So resources, again, I mentioned that this will be at entrepreneurdentist.com, and today it's down because I have some people working on the site. We're revising the site, so I looked this morning and they're still working on it. But you could reach us at the entrepreneurdentist at gmail.com, not the entrepreneurdentist at gmail.com. Website will serve as a repository for the videos, PDFs, articles, links, and resources. We're going to have the frequently asked questions on the website, links to all the integrated services like Kids to Dentists, the brand, TKO, other brands that I have, social media, and all of the things, and the topics that will be numbered and chronicled on the site. So it should be easy to navigate fine. But I'm also posting these videos on LinkedIn, YouTube, and so forth. So wherever you see it, you can always come back. But most of the resources, I will put other resources on the entrepreneurdentist.com, and we'll go from there. Profits are better than wages. We talked about that. That's a quote from Jim Rohn. With wages, you can earn a living. With profits, you can earn a fortune. That's very, very important that you understand why it works that way. Why? The ability to leverage other people's money and other people's time. You have other people doing things. So now you can earn a small percentage off of whatever they're making. And then the banks and the lending institution will give you money to leverage that money to start more and more. So leverage is a big, big part of what an entrepreneur is looking for. Can I leverage other people's time, other people's money, and so forth, so that I don't have to, but I can get a lot more done than just depending on myself and, my hands, because anything can happen. You go skiing, fall down, break an arm, anything, whatever. You're out of it, you're disabled, you can't work. As I was saying, if you're hurt and can't work, who's going to take care of you? Well, you could get some disability insurance, but you really do better off getting profits. So that's the big thing about that. No one wants to buy your job, but investors will pay handsomely for revenues, a revenue stream. And a lot of times I think people get confused about when they're selling an office or something about, I have a specific kind of equipment in there. My Panorex cost this and that. The equipment, don't worry about all of the facility. What you're looking at and what investors are looking at, get this into your head now. They're looking at your revenue streams. They're looking even more at, because revenue is just the amount of money that you generate. But really what investors want is what's left on the table. They want to know what's the profits. That's why really they're looking at EBITDA, the earnings before interest, taxes, deductions, amortization. They're looking at what's the profits, what's left before we do all of this, after you take out your expenses. What do we have left then? Because it doesn't matter how much you make, it's how much you take. What's left on the table? So you have to be able to manage a business. You're not just in business just to generate revenue. You're in business to generate profits. The revenues are just a part of it. But if your expenses are equal to your profit, to your revenues, you don't have anything left. So you got to remember that that's part of the equation. That's why everyone's looking at EBITDA. They're not looking, well, Well, if you're just selling a single practice and you're selling just based on gross, a lot of times they can estimate, well, your practice generated $2 million, X percent of that, 70, 80, 70% of that, 80, and even 100% of that, you can get that just based on gross. That might be the way you're going about it if you have one or two. But once you get past that, you want to start selling based on EBITDA. So then that's why accrual-based accounting and so forth, very important. But more to be said about that. Can you build a better mousetrap that generates more revenues and less expenses? That's what they're looking for. What kind of platform have you built? Why would it work? Why is this a good one? Do you have systems in place? You have to have that. And once you build that prototype, take time, build a prototype. You can expand it and go as far as you want to go. I'm telling you, I know this actually works. If you really want to do something, you'll find a way. And if you don't, you'll find an excuse. That's, I think, another Jim Rohn. If you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. Excuse me again. So what I've been working on are called turnkey offices. Now, and you have to excuse me again. I guess I should get some water. Anyway, this is something I kind of grasped from Michael Gerber's studies. I spent time and money with Michael Gerber as well. Systems are the solution, he says. And he talked about a turnkey revolution and having a turnkey solution. So I actually took his courses the first year when I moved to California. I think no, a few years later. But I did start as soon as I started kids dental care. Started taking these courses to understand. But the turnkey solution is to have the site demographics, the site selection already done by the experienced expert. Then you can build a turnkey solution. You use all the demographics, you find the right site, you do the planning, you build the building in the right spot, you lay it out with the right kind of brand. I'll show you more about that. But a turnkey office has a layout, a floor plan done by experienced clinicians and repair technicians that experience years of operating and maintaining similar sites. Thus, they can anticipate and avoid problems down the line. And I'll just say this. A lot of times you have the text from the big companies that sell the equipment, and they can come out and help you plan. But what they have done is when they set it up and they turn on, let's say, the vacuum switch, all of the chairs can have the vacuum unit running at the same time, but it's never operating. There's no stuff clogging the lines and so forth and the bins. And over a period of time, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the road, the office starts to get clogged. You get clogging down under the floor or in the walls. And now you got to tear the wall apart to go send plumbers running things through there. And then you got a lot of downtime. If your compressors go down, then you have different ones and different. There's so many things that you have to standardize, and you have to know and plan well based on experience so that you avoid all of those downtimes and so forth. That is very, very important. I know, like I said, I've been doing it 30 some odd years, and I built out all of these de novo offices, and I've done it wrong a few times because I've moved from contractor to contractor. But over the years, I found out what works, and now, like I said, I have my own development company, bring in my own contractors, bring in my own consultants. Now I build them the way that I want them built based on my experience, not based on what someone's telling me, because I know at this point, So that's important, to use people that know. An office that's planned to accommodate the niche market better than anyone else in the area. That's very, very big. A turnkey office that is set to compete. TKO allows for one to get into the diamond lane fast. You pretty much get the fast pass. One of my friends moved from New Orleans, and when he moved out here, he said he was riding with a friend. And in New Orleans, it didn't have, and the I-10 doesn't have the fast pass lane, diamond lane there. But once he comes to to California, he sees, well, why are those people all over there and the guys riding with in the fast lane? And he was saying, well, they don't have the fast pass. And he showed him the, what do you call it, a little thing you put in your window. But anyway, he said it's only about $15, $20 a month. And he said, my question was, well, why the hell doesn't everybody else have one? You know, if it don't cost that, well, I would get one. You want to be in the fast lane. You want the diamond lane. You want to be able to get on fast and get there. You know, the one thing that bothered me when I started practicing in my own practice is everyone's telling me, well, you got to give it 3 to 5 years to kind of get it off the ground. I was like, damn, I don't have that kind of time. I really didn't. I was already broke. So I got to get in the fast lane quick. I got to get up and be moving, got to generate some money. Now I'm of that same urgency. I don't like waiting. I want to get there. I want to go to the championship the first year. So you have to work on your model or your template, your platform, which can be used to replicate at least 100 of them like that. And if it works for the first one and you use the same 100 template, you can move it around as long as you're using the same demographic studies and so forth and putting all of the different parameters in there. So I'll keep moving. Liberation or financial freedom. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it. So we don't say it's easy. We just say it's simple. And simple means one. And I kind of relate that to my Bible class. It talks about the vision in the Bible. But if there's one vision, everyone else everything is built on that vision. There's one main vision. Everyone else that's working can have a vision, but it's supporting that one main vision. And in the Bible, there's a reference in Habakkuk. It says, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it. So whomever is coming in, and if they can read what the vision is, where you're going, why you're doing things this way, your standardized procedures and so forth, then it's not going to be a lot of deviation and chaos and confusion. Your vision has to be written out, though. Like I said, write the vision. You got to write it out. That's why it takes time. It's some customized things. And you could get someone come in and help you with standardizing, but you have to understand why you're standardizing and what you're trying to achieve. And then once you have that, though, everyone is on the same page and they're understanding. Keep moving. So it's actually a vehicle, and a vehicle is a means of transportation, and that's what these turnkey office properties are. These TKO office properties, and we try to build them as destination properties, built on the vision that I have and the goals that I'm trying to achieve. What it looks like when you get there. What is it going to look like when you get there? And that's your vision. You have to envision something, because everybody, if you're the leader, and I guarantee you, if you are going to do this, everybody's looking to you to be the leader, and the leader has to lead, and you lead by the vision, what you see. You know, it's like painting a picture. You're painting something, and someone could give you some blue paint, and you're like, no, I don't need blue. Yeah, blue would work. I don't see blue, because the vision is in your head. You're painting what you're seeing and not what everybody else is seeing. So you have to describe and tell them, and or sketch it out and just tell them where to paint. So the vision is very important. And then we're pretty much navigating. We're programming your internal GPS. So write it out, repeat it to yourself and to others. So it's like a guide. A proper navigation device is constantly reassessing and giving you feedback to where you are in relation to where you're going, because you have to input. You have to input the data, where you're going, what it looks like, so forth. Now it can start giving you back and reprogramming, giving you back where you can go. Once you kind of know where you're trying to go, there'll be all kinds of things. Just the universe will unfold unto you, and you'll start to see, damn, it came to me. I didn't have to go out and get it. Yeah, I just kept walking, and then it came in place. I kept searching online, and wow, there it was. because now you're on the journey, you're searching, you're moving, you're going towards it. So that's what you got to be doing all of the time. So, and you want to look for expert guidance. Be willing to pay for it too. Even the best athletes in the world, they have coaches. Michael Jordan had coaches, and they have the really great athletes. They have all kind of coaches. They have, like in basketball, they might have a shooting coach, a stretching coach. They got a coach for this and a coach for that, all kind of different things, because they want to always get better. They want someone that's assessing and giving them feedback and so forth. So don't mind hiring people, but still, you are in charge and you're the leader. And when the fit hits the shan, it's all on you. So learn as much as you can. Just keep going with that. But anyway, I think that we can now move to day two, because that's the end of that. Okay, good. So now I go to day two. Day two. And I wanted to start day two with COVID and the changes and opportunities that we see right now, where we are now, because COVID is a big thing. So where's it going? When will it end? What should I do? Currently we're in a state of chaos because of vaccine refusal. There's so many people that's hesitating and not getting it. So what do I see and where is it going? I can tell you what I think. I watch the news too damn much. I'm always watching the news. I'm getting tired of it, but I'm retired, so I'm here. I'm working on my project. Plus, I watch it because I want to know where things are going. Pfizer expects to approve by Labor Day, which is September 6th. They want to get this final approval, FDA approval. So back to school is still problematic because we got unvaccinated kids under 12 years old. But I think that's soon to come. Once this thing, because you really, when you think about it, mandates must and will be implemented as soon as this vaccine is fully authorized. I can guarantee you, mandates. It's the only way to get past that. And you can tell Joe Biden has come to the realization that he just needs that vaccine fully authorized, and he's going to take this thing out. And I applaud him for that. For you anti-vaxxers, I don't understand it. I'm a biologist, so listen. I'm around people that are still not close, but I know of people who are unvaccinated, can't figure it out in my mind yet why they would take that kind of risk when they wouldn't go to sleep and leave their door unlocked. They it's crazy to me. And so I'm not trying to understand it. I'm just trying to understand when it will be over with, because I know it's too chaotic. I can't figure out why, and I'm not going to. And I don't think Biden will. I think he'll move on. So this is the only way we get control and end this pandemic. Until then, it will be chaos and confusion, and you know it. With this knowledge, we can start planning for our post-Labor Day new normal. Because you have to plan ahead. You got to see what's coming at you. Skate to where the puck is going, not where it's at. We got to be ready. That's Wayne Gretzky's dad. He said his dad used to preach that to him. Skate to where it's going, not to where it's at. You got to be in front of progress, wherever it's going. And these changes brings on opportunity, and for those who are prepared to take advantage of it, prior knowledge of what is going to happen and when it's going to happen should give us enough information to anticipate some of the collateral consequences of these changes. So you can assess the situation. If you're looking and listening and asking the right questions, you can assess and see it for what it is. Just be real with it. And then anticipation: where is it going? When is it going to happen? And what opportunities will this unleash? And then innovation. That's another Gerber thing: innovation and orchestration. I threw in preparation, because what can we make? What can we do to take advantage of this thing that's coming? So now you got to innovate and come up with something. You know where it's going, but now you have to have some kind of innovation in place. Preparation, line up a plan that takes all of the upcoming changes into consideration. And then orchestration, make it happen. You got to make it happen. So I wanted you guys to see Peter Drucker. Peter Drucker, considered the father of modern management. I don't know what year he died, but I guess Well, I don't want to guess and speculate. But anyway, here's a link, and I'll have that online. But there was an article about these 7 sources of business opportunity. And the first one, though, the unexpected. I was just reading this morning because I was preparing a little bit here, and there's 7 of them. You should read the article. I put it. But the first one is the unexpected. And I didn't write this. This is what it had online. When disaster strikes, those who can meet the needs of the masses. Because if you look at the pyramid of actually where people lie, the masses, the bottom part is so wide, and there's so much opportunity there. As you get to the top, some people will be able to service those, and more boutique kind of things and different things. But as you're servicing the masses, you got to have something that's going to meet the needs of the masses. And unlike what's most of the time taught, is that these cases, this $15,000-$20,000 case, $30,000 case, and you may sell some of those. I don't know. I don't do that kind of thing. But if you are, you're not servicing the masses. You're servicing a select group of people that go up the pyramid that can afford that kind of thing. But to meet the masses, it's a different kind of thing. So, and these are the ones. Like, I didn't write this. This is number one, the unexpected. When disaster strikes, those who can meet the needs of the masses first have a massive opportunity. Those whose product and services already fit the niche have a massive, massive advantage. If you already have something that fit the niche of where it's going, and for that reason, you're leveraging other people's time, the research. It's already there. There's already all the information online that you ever need, and more is being added by the minute. Demographics, it's free. You can just go. I use citydata.com, city-data.com. But it gives me everything I need. And then I go to state, federal government statistics. You read all the statistics of where it's going, and the CDA and ADA, blah, 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 all of them. There's so much stuff out there. You can do your own. But Google Earth will allow me to look at when I'm doing my demographic research and kind of see. I ride the area. I use my real estate agents because, to me, I want to invest plenty of time, effort, and money to make sure that I have the best, most ideal location possible for that specific niche. For me, I don't know about your niche, but I know because I'm not looking at everybody. I'm a niche kind of guy. I find my niche. I don't care what you're doing over here, over there. I'm trying to stay got blinders on. I'm trying to deal with what's in front of me and what I chose. Now, if you get in front of me, now you're trying to eat my lunch. Now we have a little bit of a problem because you're getting in my lane, and now we have to deal because I'm trying to outcompete you. That's part of what it's about. I'm in the game because I like winning. This is the only thing I found that I'm pretty good at. So I like to win. So there's a lot of pent up demand, and there's a labor shortage out there. The good thing for me is that I've been out of it. I'm just building these locations. I haven't opened yet. So I haven't dealt with this labor shortage, but it's something that if you're already out there doing it, you are dealing with it. We know there's plenty of pent up demand for our services due to COVID, but there's severe labor shortage. Well-intentioned plan with unintended consequences, I think, for this rescue plan. And I think it was very well-intentioned. But as I see and listen, it might be some unintended consequences, with the labor market. I don't know. We'll get over it. But that brings me to that serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just deal with the things that you can change. Don't worry about the things, like I said, find a workaround. The things that you can't change, things that's going on, deal with them, find a workaround, keep moving, change the things that you can. You must play the hand that you're dealt. Whatever you dealt is the way it is. You got to deal with that hand, but you got to play it. And how do you play that hand? By being flexible and making the adjustments as the situation dictates. As I mentioned, Chris Paul's motto is this: I just take what the defense gives me and he's become a Hall of Famer, just and one of the shortest guys in the entire NBA. But because he knows I'm looking for just that little part that you when the defense I can break the defense down and get a little opening. That's all I'm looking for. So all we're looking for is a little daylight, and we try to get through those little small holes in the defense. And there's a football analogy. It says, by the yard it's hard, by the inch it's a cinch. So dentistry, though, it's just full of opportunities for those that are willing. And because it's lenders, banks and lending institutions are bending over backwards to loan us money, the demand is there. The demand is getting ready to be unleashed on even a higher scale. And knowledge, it's just everywhere. There's so much knowledge being shared out there that now there's no reason that you should lose at this game, because this is a game that's hard to lose at. But most of all, for entrepreneurs, that it has to be willing to do what is needed to compete and want to win. You got to be able to compete and want to win. It's not going to be easy. There's a reality in life. This is one of mine. I've been using this quote ever since I was in undergrad. It's a reality in life that men are competitive, and the most competitive games draw the most competitive men, women as well, men, women. That's why they're there, to compete. The objective is to win fairly, squarely, by the rules, but to win. Vince Lombardi. Don't be in it just to say you're an owner, because sometimes people want, they have a dental license and they want to own an office and say, I own an office too. Or I own two offices and I run back and forth between the two of them, and I'm paying rent and I'm working for you part-time so that I can pay for those offices that I have. Don't go there. If that's what you're going to do, then you shouldn't be in it. You got to be in it to win it. You got to be in it to win it. Have a strategy. Don't just jump out there and start jumping into offices just so you can say you're in the game, because then you could be in the game and losing. It's better for you to be an employee learning and building your model before you jump out there. Go work and work. Listen, and you don't have to work for me, because I'm not going to have employees. But here's the thing. If you're going to work for somebody willing to share with you what they know and to help you grow. But I know that most of the time, and even me, when I was the owner of these practices, it was hard to just sit down and give people all of my secrets, because then the next thing I know, they're competing, going across the street and opening an office, taking my staff with them, and they work there long enough to find out who's the best employees and so forth, offering 50 cents or a dollar more to come with them. So I'm working now. I'm building these kind. This is my location in Visalia. The landscape we were doing over again, and a few things here. And this just got the what do you call it? The CO, the certificate of occupancy, to go forth on that one. And this one is oh, I messed that up. It's a picture. It's supposed to be a picture of my Fresno location. We have characters going on the top and so forth. So that is incomplete, but this is just a picture. But that's what I'm saying as far as having these locations and having a plan so that you can take advantage of the changes that are happening and the opportunity. So that's day 2. I'll go work on day 3. I'm going to post all of this stuff on the website. I'll post a video everywhere that I can. Listen, I almost forgot. Do give us a like on YouTube, share, and what's the other one? And subscribe, to my YouTube channel, and just share whatever, and I'll share with you. But if you have any questions, I think that's good, because I'd like to get some feedback. You have some feedback, questions, whatever, do send me an email, entrepreneurdentist@gmail.com. So send me an email, give me a like, and I don't know, the social media, I got guys working for me. I think they'll post stuff to Twitter and LinkedIn. I don't know how to use those. I'm just YouTube and LinkedIn. That's the only thing I know right now. So they will do that, though. Thank you for joining us. Have a good day, and speak to you later. Bye.